The moment every Chicago Sky fan feared has finally arrived. Angel Reese has been injured and benched. And what's happening behind the scenes is even more explosive than anyone imagined. Just days after footage surfaced of Reese grimacing through intense pain during practice, team insiders are now leaking shocking details about what's really going on inside the locker room. The injury itself, bad enough, but what came next has fans and analysts reeling. Blame is flying everywhere at the coaches, the training staff, even at Angel herself, and the tension has completely shattered team chemistry. The once promising Chicago Sky season is spiraling into chaos, with fingers pointing in every direction. Was Angel Reese overworked for media attention? Did the coaching staff ignore red flags about her physical condition? And why did her teammates appear relieved when she was benched? Something much deeper is unraveling behind closed doors. From frustrated teammates to a front office in panic mode. This isn't just an injury, it's the tipping point for a franchise under pressure, and the public is just now getting a glimpse of the emotional fallout. Stick around as we break down the full story that's shaking the WNBA to its core. Angel Reese came into the WNBA with massive expectations, media buzz, and an entire generation of fans behind her. Dubbed the Bayou Barbie, she was more than just a rookie, she was a symbol of the future. With brand deals piling up, viral highlights lighting up social media, and TV networks clamoring for her spotlight, Reese's entry into the league was nothing short of a cultural phenomenon. And when she landed in Chicago with the Sky, the city embraced her like a hometown hero. The franchise saw a surge in merchandise sales, ticket revenue spiked, and her every move, both on and off the court, was dissected and celebrated. But from the start, whispers surrounded the team about whether they were doing too much. Too fast. There were already murmurs during training camp. Reese was logging heavy minutes, appearing in multiple promotional events, juggling sponsorships, and still expected to perform like a seasoned veteran. Some insiders said the pressure on her was unrealistic, while others accused the Sky's management of milking her popularity without giving her the rest and recovery needed to adapt to the pros. Even within the locker room, tensions began to simmer. Veterans reportedly felt overlooked as the media circus focused solely on Angel. Still, she delivered. Game after game, Reese battled in the paint, hustled on defense, and brought unmatched energy to a team desperately needing direction. But that momentum came with a cost. During a recent 3-game stretch, fans noticed Angel limping on the court, grimacing between plays, and showing signs of discomfort during timeouts. Despite this, she kept pushing because that's what the Sky wanted. That's what the league expected. That's what the fans demanded. Then it happened. During a nationally televised game, Reese was benched mid-second quarter and didn't return. No post-game explanation. No updates from the team. Just silence. Speculation exploded online. Was it a pulled muscle? A torn ligament? Fatigue? Fans demanded answers. Some called the Sky negligent. Others accused Angel of hiding an injury to maintain her media image. But behind the scenes, the truth was unraveling, and it was darker than anyone realized. The Chicago Sky wasn't just dealing with a physical injury, they were facing a full-blown internal crisis. Coaches blaming trainers, teammates airing dirty laundry, executives scrambling to do damage control, and Angel. She was left alone in the middle, physically broken, mentally exhausted, and wondering whether the franchise she gave everything to was ever really on her side to begin with. What started as a simple injury report has now spiraled into a multi-layered disaster. And as more details come to light, it's clear this moment could define not just Angel Reese's rookie year, but her entire WNBA career. The silence following Angel Reese's sudden benching was deafening and suspicious. For a player who had become the face of the franchise and, arguably, the league's most talked about rookie, there was no medical update, no reassuring tweet, no post-game press conference. Fans and analysts were left to speculate wildly, but behind closed doors, the truth was far more explosive than anyone imagined. Insiders within the Chicago Sky organization began leaking what really happened that night. Sources say Reese had been complaining about pain in her lower leg and back for over 2 weeks. She pushed through multiple games, asking for extra recovery time, but was repeatedly told by team staff that she had to power through because the spotlight doesn't wait. One staff member reportedly told her, "You're our ratings. You don't sit unless your leg falls off." But Reese wasn't just dealing with soreness, she was dealing with an actual injury that had worsened over time due to negligence and pressure. During that fateful game, a minor tweak turned into something much more serious. Medical staff had no choice but to pull her out to prevent permanent damage. But instead of supporting her, the Sky's coaching staff began pointing fingers. According to one shocking insider leak, head coach Teresa Weatherspoon was furious not at the injury, but at the timing. "She should have spoken up earlier," she reportedly told staff. "Now we're down our best player and we're exposed on national TV." Meanwhile, assistant coaches blamed the trainers for not monitoring her workload. Trainers, in turn, blamed management for demanding non-stop public appearances that interfered with rehab and recovery protocols. The locker room was in chaos. Veterans who had already felt marginalized by the Angel Reese media circus now saw the team's gamble crumbling. One anonymous player told a reporter, "They built everything around her, and now look. No wins. No chemistry. And now she's hurt. Who's accountable?" Another source from inside the Sky described the atmosphere as toxic, with daily meetings turning into shouting matches, and players openly questioning the coaching staff's decisions. The first major twist came the morning after the benching, when someone from within the organization leaked footage of a closed-door team meeting. In the clip, which quickly spread across Twitter and Reddit, Coach Weatherspoon appears to throw Angel under the bus, saying, "You can't baby a star and expect to win. She's tough, but she's not invincible." The backlash was immediate. Fans were enraged. Commentators blasted the organization. Former players called out the Sky for failing to protect their young star. And Reese, she remained silent. No posts, no interviews, no reactions. But behind that silence was pain, not just physical, but emotional. For weeks, she had played through agony for a team that now seemed more interested in covering its tracks than taking care of her. And as the storm around her intensified, the big question loomed: would Angel Reese ever be the same again? Physically, mentally, or emotionally? And more importantly, was her team trying to save her, or sacrifice her? As the media frenzy intensified, new layers of betrayal began to surface and the situation spiraled from a medical incident to a full-blown organizational meltdown. The Chicago Sky wasn't just dealing with an injured star, they were dealing with a crisis of loyalty, accountability, and respect. Just days after Angel Reese was benched, a bombshell internal report was leaked to a local Chicago sports blog. The report included medical records, communications between staff, and even private training schedules, all pointing to one brutal conclusion: Angel Reese's injury had been building for weeks, and team officials had knowingly downplayed it. According to the leaked documents, Reese had undergone an MRI 2 weeks prior for a stress-related injury in her hip and lower back. The medical recommendation: at least 7 to 10 days of rest, minimal physical activity, and no back-to-back game travel. But the team, they ignored it. She was flown to 3 cities in 4 days for promotional appearances, including a grueling media day in New York that reportedly ended with Reese collapsing in the hotel hallway, and the most shocking part, the report was traced back to someone inside Reese's own camp. Her personal trainer allegedly leaked the files after being locked out of the Sky's recovery protocols. They were icing her for Instagram, not for recovery, he wrote in a scathing email. They're breaking her down for content and pretending it's basketball. The leak shattered any illusion that Angel Reese was simply sidelined due to bad luck. This was now being viewed as medical mismanagement at best, and career sabotage at worst. Meanwhile, other WNBA stars began chiming in. Las Vegas Aces guard Chelsea Gray tweeted, "We talk about protecting our players, but this ain't it." USPN's Monica McNutt said during a live segment, "If this was happening to Caitlin Clark, there'd be congressional hearings, but nothing hit harder than Candace Parker's cryptic comment on air. Sometimes, your own house forgets how valuable you are until the lights go out." The statement, made during halftime coverage, was widely interpreted as a direct jab at the Sky's treatment of Reese. Fans erupted. The locker room, even more tension. Multiple players reportedly confronted the coaching staff about Angel's treatment. One veteran allegedly shouted during film review, "If they're doing this to her, what chance do the rest of us have?" The room went cold. No one spoke, not even Coach Weatherspoon. NN. Just as it felt like things couldn't get worse, they did an audio clip surfaced, secretly recorded during practice, where a frustrated assistant coach can be heard saying, "She's more brand than baller, anyway, maybe this will humble her." That line, cold, dismissive, and deeply personal, was the tipping point. The audio went viral within hours. Fans flooded WNBA social media. Hashtags like #ProtectAngel and #SkyCollapse trended across platforms. Even players from other leagues began voicing support. Angel Reese had been playing through pain. The team knew it. They ignored it. And now, as her future hung in the balance, it was clear that the real injury wasn't just physical, it was institutional. The Chicago Sky weren't just losing games. They were losing credibility. The fallout from the leaked audio and injury report hit like a wrecking ball across the WNBA landscape. What was once considered a behind-the-scenes issue had exploded into a national controversy, and the league, the media, and the fans weren't holding back. Social media turned into a war. #FreeAngel and #FireTheSky staff began trending on X within hours of the leaked recording. Comment sections across every WNBA post were flooded with furious fans demanding answers. One viral post read, "She gave everything for this team, and they used her like a marketing puppet. This isn't just unethical, it's criminal." It had over 3 million views in less than 12 hours. Even major influencers outside of sports jumped in. Cardi B reposted the leaked audio with the caption, "Y'all really did my girl dirty." Nah. Shaquille O'Neal called it one of the worst betrayals I've seen in pro sports, while Yalen Rose asked, "Where's the player protection? Where's the league investigation?" The WNBA was forced to issue a rushed public statement. "We take the health and safety of our athletes seriously. An independent investigation is being launched immediately." But for many fans, the damage was already done. The Sky's brand had become toxic overnight. Sponsors began distancing themselves. One sportswear company pulled its upcoming Chicago Sky collaboration just days before release. "We stand by our athletes, always," they said in a short press release that seemed directed squarely at Reese's situation. But perhaps the most telling reaction came from Reese herself. She posted a single photo to Instagram, a black and white image of her in uniform, sitting on the bench with her head down, captioned only with 3 words, "Still not respected." Within minutes, her post had thousands of comments, including support from players like A'ja Wilson, Sabrina Ionescu, and even former NBA stars like Dwyane Wade. Caitlin Clark, in a rare show of solidarity, reposted Reese's image with the caption, "Praying for healing, on and off the court." That moment alone sent shockwaves. The rivalry faded, if only for a second, revealing the humanity beneath the drama. Meanwhile, ticket sales for upcoming Sky games began to plummet. Fans weren't just angry, they were boycotting. It was no longer just about basketball, it was about betrayal, accountability, and one painful question that echoed across the league. How did it come to this, just when it seemed like things couldn't get any worse for the Chicago Sky? Another leak hit the internet. This one was even more explosive than the last. A hidden camera video, allegedly recorded in the team's medical facility, appeared to show a heated exchange between a Chicago Sky assistant coach and the team's head athletic trainer. In the clip, the assistant coach can be heard saying, "I told you she wasn't ready. But James wanted her on the court. It's not our problem anymore if she breaks down." That one sentence sent the entire sports world into chaos. Not only did it seemingly confirm that Angel Reese was forced to play through injury knowingly, but it also suggested that the coaching staff had full awareness of the risk and chose to ignore it. The phrase, "It's not our problem anymore," was dissected on every talk show, sports panel, and podcast for days. ESPN ran a special segment called "Who Failed Angel Reese?" While TMZ Sports labeled it Chicago's ugly secret, exposed. Fans demanded accountability, not just apologies. But then came the biggest shock of all. Multiple insiders confirmed that Angel Reese had requested a formal trade away from the Chicago Sky, and that her agent was already in quiet talks with to rival WNBA teams. Her rumored top destination, the Las Vegas Aces, a team known for protecting its stars and building long-term dynasties. The idea of Angel Reese teaming up with A'ja Wilson or Jackie Young lit the internet on fire. Chicago's front office refused to comment. Reese's team issued a cryptic statement, "Angel will do what's best for her health and future. That decision is coming soon." Now, fans are left reeling, wondering if one of the biggest stars in women's basketball is about to walk away from the very franchise she helped build. And, as all eyes shift to the Sky's next game, reporters say, Angel won't be there. Not on the bench. Not in the locker room. Not even in the building. The silence says it all. And with the WNBA playoffs approaching, is this the end of Angel Reese in Chicago? Or just the beginning of her revenge tour? So now the question echoes. Across arenas, comment sections, and studio debates. What happens next for Angel Reese? Is this the final straw that breaks her ties with the Chicago Sky for good? Has the franchise already lost the one player who brought them sold-out arenas, viral moments, and the heart of a generation? Or will the front office scramble behind the scenes to repair what might already be beyond fixing? One thing is crystal clear: Angel Reese is no longer staying silent. Her body gave out, the cameras caught the fallout, and now the whole world is watching. But here's where you come in. Do you think Angel should leave the Chicago Sky immediately? Should she take her talents to Las Vegas or another franchise that values her health and future? Or do you think this whole situation has been blown out of proportion and she should fight to stay and lead the Sky through the storm? Drop your thoughts in the comments right now. We're reading every take, every fan theory, every bold prediction, and if you've been following this journey from locker room drama to injury scandal to now trade rumors heating up, make sure you subscribe because this story is far from over. We've got insider leaks coming soon about the real reason Candace Parker distanced herself from Reese, audio that might prove Reese warned the team about her injury weeks ago, and a bombshell interview that could turn this entire saga on its head. Hit that like button if you believe Angel deserves better, and share this video with someone who needs to know the truth about what's really happening in Chicago. This isn't just sports drama. This is a legacy on the line. And trust us, the next chapter is going to be even crazier.